there we go. Yeah, so this is Oktoberfest. It's kind of an interesting game. There's a lot to it. Where to start?
Welcome to Oktoberfest.
Alright. So you got a bunch of different skill shots in the beginning. There's really only one you really need to pay attention to, and it is the bar at the top. It opens and closes, and I actually got kind of screwed by that. The ball was supposed to go into the bar, and did not. But what happens at the bar is you collect steins, and steins basically have an effect on the game. Depending on the mode you're in and stuff like that, there's probably like 24 steins or something close to it. The idea is to try to build as many steins as possible, because that really just it opens up the game and gives you a lot of nice perks, and you can actually collect multiples of the same stein, so whatever effects a single stein has, it'll be multiplied, and it'll be even better. So there are some modes or some steins where you want to go 3 deep on them, and that'll be really, really beneficial in the long run. You've got a couple of side target banks. These all light locks. You've got October on the left. You've got Fest on the right, and those light corkscrew locks, which is corkscrew is a roller coaster in the back. You've got the Prost or Prosit targets. That actually lights locks for the yellow beer barrel ramp. That ramp on this specific machine is insanely difficult to hit. We're probably not going to hit them that much. And then you start your core modes, which are called tents, on the main scoop here. And those are some of your main features. You got top lanes, you got pop bumpers, you do have an upper flipper. You can stage the upper flipper, which is actually really good. And then you have a drop target up the middle with a vuck behind it, which will feed the ball to your left flipper. You also have a tiny little right ramp here. It always just feeds the left flipper. There's no diverter or anything, so it's, you mainly hit it for jackpots and modes, as well as these things called magnabs. There is an extra button on the right-hand side, and it'll activate one of the 2 magnets. There's one at the top lanes. There's one right above the upper flipper. So if you ever see magnab lit, it's good to go for them. Unfortunately, one of my big complaints with this game is it's really, really hard to read the items on the display in the back. But there's a tiny little sign with a white background telling you how many magnabs you have. I have 2 right now, so you kind of want to keep an eye on that too, especially if you're trying to, set something up. Like later on in the game, where scores start snowballing exponentially, you want to get the ball to the top lanes, because when you complete those top lanes, it's actually a playfield multiplier, and you can go all the way up to 5 times playfield. So you'll be using your magnabs, shooting the orbits, and then grabbing the ball, letting it drop into the tap lanes up top to keep your multiplier extended or boosting it higher. And we're not going to worry about it right now, but that's why magnabs are really important. Not a whole lot else to talk about. You do have these targets on the out lanes. If you hit them enough times, it'll light an out lane ball save. And then there are some other kind of gimmick modes where there's like a sober like escape mode where the ball drains, it goes into a special mode, hit these targets. If you hit them all, you get the ball back. Same with last call on the left. You actually don't really see these get lit up too often, but if we have some really good games, we will definitely get those. But that's most of the game. So let me go ahead and try to continue off with this crappy plunge, and I'm just gonna play a mode. So I'm just gonna hit that tent, and because I didn't actually collect a stein, I'm just gonna do tap it. Tap it is the 1 video mode, and you have to use the right button to fill drinks, and then you have to release it when the animation up there is green. And there are sound cues. You can miss up to 3 patrons. 4th one will actually cancel you out of the mode. But the idea is for me I don't even really care about the points in this mode. What I care about is finishing the mode. Oktoberfest scores snowball exponentially, like big time, when you actually finish modes. The more modes you finish on the same ball, the bigger whatever the multiplication is in the background. It's kind of insane, actually. To kind of put it into perspective, the grand champion score on this, before I brought the game in here, was 26 million. And once I talked to the programmer of the game, Joe Schober, he's actually one of our local league guys. He actually lives right down the street. So I've been picking his brain about the rules on this game. And, you know, he informed me there's some crazy, like, exponential scoring that goes on in this game. And you're heavily rewarded for finishing modes on one ball, preferably. So that is my goal. It is to finish all the modes I can. Oh, and that's out. Now, one really cool feature about this game that I don't hear a lot of people talk about is when you get tilt warnings, the lights actually dim. They go darker. Or they change color, I should say. When you're on your last warning and you're about to tilt, all the lights down here will be red. So, like, on a lot of games, I kind of forget how many tilt warnings I have, and then boom, of course you tilt away your good bonus or whatever. But on this, there's a visual cue at all times, and there is a mystery award that will basically get rid of your tilt warnings, and so it like refreshes them, and then the lights come back to normal. So it's like, whew, it's pretty cool. It's actually a really nice rule that I kind of wish more games would have implemented. But alright, now this plunger is not the best. Sometimes it's a really weak plunge, and there's nothing like missing a stein on the plunge, but let's see if we can get it this time. There we go, finally. Now, I usually start off with juggling. Juggling basically makes it easier to get back into tents. So, you know, I want to be like pounding through my modes. And to actually get back into your tents, you just spell tents on the lanes, either the in lanes or the out lanes. You can also hit the scoop to get spotted some tent letters as well. But basically, if I either hit the scoop or if I hit the lanes, it's going to spot me 2 letters now that I've got that first stein. If I didn't get that first stein, it would only spot me 1 letter at a time. So I'd have to hit 4 ramps or something like that, or hit the scoop 4 times. Now I've just cut the amount of hits I have to do in half. And if I go times 2 on that stein, if I get a second one on the same stein, it'll spot me 3 letters. And if I go 3 deep, you hit anything and it just automatically spots tents, and you can go right back into your next mode. So you can kind of see where like the collecting multiples of the same stein can be really valuable. You can only go up to 3 steins, and then it's done, and then it's there for the rest of the game. And that's the other important thing about steins, is they're there for the whole game. They're not there for just that ball. So here we go. And juggling is a 2-ball multi-ball. If you're playing like League or competition or something, this is probably a good place to start. You can get some, well, relative to the GC, not very good points, but relative to what a lot of people are getting in leagues and competition, you can get some decent points. Maybe a few 100,000 points. But the shots are always the same. It's always left orbit, right orbit, and then center drop target. And even if you fail your mode, when you get back into it afterwards, it actually saves your progress on that mode. So we actually kind of bombed out of juggling, but that's okay. One cool thing about juggling is that you can relight your next tent in juggling. So I actually am coming right out of juggling and being able to get right into my next tent mode. So there we go. And I'm just going to play juggling again. Now, instead of using that display up there, I prefer using the lights on the tents. It is way faster. That animation it's time consuming. So we're going to go right back to juggling. And again, 2-ball multi-ball. But again, it also saved my progress, so I need that right orbit. There we go. And now center drop target. Center drop target will actually give us an add-a-ball. It's basically like the last shot in this phase. Sometimes you can get it from that left flipper, but it's a little risky, a little difficult, it's very tight. Oh, almost got it. Almost. There we go, we got it. Add-a-ball at the last second. And now I think this left orbit, if I get it, it'll actually complete juggling for me. We'll actually finish it. And you can tell that you finished because confetti will start flying up on the screen, that gold confetti. And then in any other mode, what would end up happening is you can keep playing the mode until your time runs out. And so, looks like I've got two modes knocked out. Switch Dude, what is this pinball? It is in the stream title. Oh shoot, did I not do? No, I did do this. I did put it in the stream title. It's also on the display up there on the top left. We were playing Oktoberfest. So, you'll notice that I'm just constantly cycling back and forth. The reason for this is that if you let it sit, it will automatically pick one for you, whichever one you're on. And so by constantly cycling, it'll just reset the timer, so it won't auto-pick for you. And the same thing actually goes with the steins, so it's actually really important to keep in mind. So, you know, I only have one stein, so what I'm going to do is actually just maybe play a mode that it's probably easy. Like, I'll do maybe bumper cars. And with bumper cars, I can, you know, I need to hit the pop bumpers, basically. However, I can get a chance on the beer barrel locks, too. So, let's back in that orbit. Let's go ahead and get double playfield. Yeah, and that beer barrel ramp, like I said, it's insanely difficult to hit. Especially when it's just like the ball's just kind of dribbling out. I think most of my hits that I've successfully done are actually from like on the fly shots, like a nice clean left orbit all the way around. Now, Oktoberfest has a knocker in it. Okay, it looks like I actually finished it. You can tell that you finished it because the tent in the middle of the playfield will actually go green. So we actually finished bumper cars. Also, there's a timer in the top right. It's like a cuckoo clock. Again, very difficult to see. Like it's just, I know there's a color on it, like green, and so I can kind of gauge how much time I have left. But it's definitely some things about this game I would have preferred to be a little bit different. Alright, I'm going to go for the extra ball. Extra balls are very important. Now, we did put the defaults back on for extra balls, so we can earn, I think, up to 5. That would be a... Seriously, dude. Okay. That was really bad. 182,000 in bonus, not too shabby, not too shabby. And that was because, you know, we finished some modes. Now, there are these duck targets over the playfield. There's a yellow one right next to the tent scoop. There's one on the right side of the right ramp. There's one up by the bar. And I think there's actually one inside the pop bumpers too. So when you complete all 4 of those duck targets, well, for one, you collect ducks, and there is a multi-ball called Duck Race, which is pretty fun actually. You hit enough ducks, it'll qualify on the tent scoop. However, what's really significant about the duck targets is when you complete all 4, it advances end of ball bonus multiplier. That is actually really big. So hitting those duck targets is actually good. You know, I actually avoided them for so long when I was first playing this game. But turns out they're actually how you advance your end of ball bonus, which is actually pretty big. So, especially once you start like knocking out these tents on a single ball, like that bonus gets crazy. Cheers, by the way. Gotta drink beer while you're playing a game about beer. That is the second reject for my Stein, and I could try to drain the ball, but ball save is kind of short in this game. So I've gotten screwed twice now on the plunge. Like, so now I'm playing the game without really any Steins. I have juggling, and I think that's it. So that's really disheartening. I'm gonna do Rockin' Express. This is basically just an orbits mode. So we're just gonna play with orbits over and over. Now there is a switch hit element to this mode specifically. I'm not sure if that... I feel like the switches aren't mandatory to finish the mode, but I think they boost the value of the main shot. I think that's how it works. There are definitely some modes in this game that I am not super familiar with, and that was awful. Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. Thank you. Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Rocket Express as my Stein because it's easier to light outlane ball saves. And this game is insanely draining, at least this specific machine. You'll also notice that scoop kickout is not all that great either. What I'm going to try to do though is I noticed that the T is out. I need to light that to get my corkscrew lock lit, and same with the T on the right hand side. I really need to start getting locks, not just to play multi-ball and whatever, but it's to every time you lock a ball, it is another Stein potentially, assuming the game, you know. Oh, there we go. Assuming the game actually wants to, you know, or let you get some locks. And there we go. So there's actually like this weird padded switch system up top, where the ball rests on a switch, but it's not like a regular like micro switch. It's a different design. Sometimes those are a little flaky on this game, apparently. So, but the ball will just actually sit up there on that switch. And so now what I'm going to do is maybe try to. I can go too deep on Rocket Express if I want, because I still need to finish that mode. And that'll help multiply the scoring on it. But also, again, the ball is really draining on the outlanes. So, however, I do also like chugging. Chugging is the one that extends time in your tents, and that's how you start getting really big scores in the modes. Is you boost your time through via the chugging Stein, and then you just end up playing the modes out forever. And the way the scores work in the modes, it's just like they just are basically multiplying. And before you know it, you're getting like a million points a shot. And a million points is a lot of points in this game. We haven't even hit a million yet through all this grinding that we've done. But we are, you know, if we play the game deep, we're going to start getting some modes that are worth like a lot of points. We got 2 times playfield right now. Yeah, not what I wanted, but now there is actually a captive ball up top. This is actually really interesting. It's right next to the bar up top. And occasionally, after you hit a certain amount of pop bumpers, that ball will actually basically light for a shot. And the magnet next to the upper right flipper will actually automatically trigger when you've hit that pop bumper threshold. And then it'll tell you 1, 2, 3, strike. So 1, 2, 3, strike. And if you hit that captive ball, you can get some really good points from it. I was playing this last week, and I think I had like an 800,000 point shot or collect on it. I want to say Joe said that when you qualify the captive ball shot and the magnet grabs it, it's like a 10 times shot. Like it multiplies that shot by 10 or something like that. It's, you know, crazy multiplication. So if you've got it up to 80,000 points on that shot, that's an 800,000 collect just for that one shot. It's really satisfying. Hey Joe, what's going on, man? Glad you were able to pop in. And hey Leo, how's it going, man? Alright, so let's see. What is the Stein for? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do chugging again because I really like that time extend. Now, I wanna. It looks like I'm still in Rocket Express. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just let this time out. Now, one of the issues about having your corkscrew lock ready is that it actually blocks your left ramp shot or your left orbit shot. So Rocket Express is not a good mode when you've got that ramp down. So what I want to do is get another mode qualified, and then start that mode, and then start my multi-ball. So this is kind of a typical sort of game in that modes and multi-ball, but also locks and steins. Now there are magnets underneath both these sets of targets, and so if you hit the targets, the magnets will grab it, so that adds some randomness. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pick chugging because we actually have the steins for it, so we can get some good points from that. But this will also stack into the multi-ball. Hey CNK, how's it going, man? I'm back with pinballs, sort of, for a little bit. These aren't my machines. Yeah, these aren't my machines, unfortunately. So, that was not. Oh no! What are you doing? Why are you kicking multiple balls out? There we go. We're starting that multi-ball. I don't know why it's kicking multiple balls out, though. Just got another extra ball. So in our multi-ball here, it's basically you shoot all the red shots, and then eventually the super jackpot lights on the big corkscrew ramp. But I'd really like that blue shot, actually, because that's my chugging mode. I want to try to progress through my modes too. And again, you can stage flip. Unfortunately, you can't really, at least not on this one, you can't backhand the magnab ramp. So, man, if you could backhand that, it would feel so much better. It would give you a lot more flexibility on how to pick off your shots. Looks like I got a playfield multiplier. That's it. And at the end of the multi-ball, the ramp comes down so you can get at least one super jackpot collect. But I'm not going to get it. I've got no way to feed the ball to the other side of the playfield. Looks like we just finished chugging, and it's still going. It's still going. So I want to try to get as many points from this as I can. Time's almost over. 265 for one shot. That's why going so deep on the steins for chugging is really good. Now, if I had played that mode out even better, we would have started getting like millions, like a million points a shot. It gets pretty insane. He's back, folks. And through that multi-ball, we qualified our tent letters again, so we're going to go ahead and just go to the next one. And so I actually want to finish Rocket Express, so let's do that. Hopefully we'll start getting some better kick-out feeds eventually. You'll notice that the ball has a tendency of going towards the right slingshot. When we first brought the game in, it was going straight down the middle, which is not fun. Not fun at all. We've got to be almost done with this mode. Yeah, we got it.
Let's do this backwards.
Looks like that ball save light on the right is out. It just doesn't seem to be working right. Oops. Man, I'm just really bad with my orbit shots.
Forwards again.
Alright, back in. We got double playfield again. I'm on my last warning. You can see that the lights are red now, down below. There it is. Rocket Express is done. You can see the tent is now green, but I'm going to keep trying to play it out. And it looks like we got a corkscrew lock ready. Definitely want to collect that, because every time you collect that, you potentially get yourself a stein. And again, that is how the scores start to really snowball in this game. Why are you doing this game? The game just auto-plunged on its own.
Hope you like that ride.
That's extremely frustrating. Like, I hate it when stuff like that happens on games. I had an issue last week where High Speed 2 was kicking out multiple balls. It was always kicking out 2 balls. And I think I solved the problem yesterday, but like the game's not enjoyable when stuff like that is happening. Yeah, yes, Joe, exactly. Yeah, when you complete the tap lanes, it makes like a can opening sound. It's really satisfying. Now you notice that the tent is actually lit yellow. There's a yellow arrow on it, so that means that Duck Race is actually ready. So, you know, we should probably go ahead and just play that. Now the idea for Duck Race is to try to win the race, or it's Duck Derby, sorry. And you want to hit the green shots. You'll still get points for the red shots, but I still haven't quite figured it out entirely. I want to say that the red shots might slow you down. And when the shots go all red, you'll have to hit the duck targets to change them back to green. You can see we're actually getting decent points for every shot. It was like 40 something, and that's it. Oh, couldn't do anything about that. See what our bonus is going to be like. I mean, 1.6 million just in bonus alone. I mean, that almost doubled my score. That's pretty crazy. Now the beer, the bar does have a door that like it rotates open and closed. So you always, before you plunge, you want to wait. It doesn't look like it's moving right now, but it opens and then it closes, and it opens and it closes. It's always at the same rate. So you don't want to plunge if the door is about to shut. There we go. Yes, Joe, exactly. Yeah, I actually touched on that when. Yeah, when we first started up, yeah, how the lights actually dim down to red when you activate your tilt warnings. But I'm going to do Looper because that makes it easier to collect locks. And again, the more locks you have, the more steins you can get. And we've got one ball locked up there. Now, unfortunately, it can be difficult to actually hit that ramp sometimes. And post-passing on this specific machine doesn't seem to really work all that well. Whoa, well, that worked. And trust me, we're gonna try post-passing again. The ball's just gonna like fly over to the other side. You can't control it. So, all right, ball 2 locked. Another stein, and you're getting some decent points for skill shots. Another one I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do Looper again, actually, because I want to make it easier to get those locks. And it looks like I've got 2 balls locked, so I've got my 3rd lock lit. So I'm going to start a mode and then do multi-ball. Now, Looper is a mode that you cannot stack with Corkscrew, so I'm going to have to pick a different mode. Unfortunately, I don't have any other steins, so none of the other modes are going to be multiplied. But that's okay. I think I'm going to try to go for Ring Toss, because Ring Toss is just the side targets. Ooh, collect Stein. That is amazing. Let's do Ring Toss. Gives more tilt warnings. So this is a good setup. Alright, let's do Ring Toss. And we have another extra ball lit.
Touch my monkey?
Some of the callouts in this are pretty funny, actually. Would you like to touch my monkey? That's weird. Alright, so... yeah. Oh my god, and that's game. I probably should have went for the extra ball. I mean, that drop target in the middle is not that dangerous, honestly, and we could have had a really, really good multi-ball because we had Ring Toss going, we had a Stein for Ring Toss. And again, it's just side targets. You hit the side targets, and it's kind of like Avatar. or Game of Thrones, where it's like the ball will just bounce to the other side and hit the other target, and it's like jackpot, jackpot, boom, hit it again, jackpot, jackpot. And if you got balls just bouncing around everywhere, like ring toss could snowball like crazy. 6 Million's actually a pretty decent game based on all the people I've seen play this over the years locally. It's a lot of people find this to be a very difficult game. Yeah, and you can see my GC's 133 right now. 79 of that was 1 ball's bonus. I had 79 million points in bonus. It was like, what? So if you're trying to blow the game up with GCs and stuff like that, like, it's really just about playing the game well. It's not about like, oh, I've got to, you know, play this multi-ball out to the end and get every super jackpot or whatever. It's just play your modes well, complete them, and preferably don't drain. So easier said than done, unfortunately, as you guys just saw. Let's try this again. Actually, you know, I was going to say one thing I wanted to try to do is maybe power cycle the game. I don't know if there are like software glitches in this or whatnot, but like there was a little while there, it was just kicking out balls. Like, and I had 3 balls in play, and I didn't have a multi-ball going, so it's not supposed to be doing that. So, yeah, take another swig. All right. See, it's opening and closing, so I'm going to wait for it to open, then plunge. There we go. Same strategy as last time. We're going to do juggling, because I want to get my 10 letters completed easier. There it is. And we shall play juggling. So again, left orbit. Alright, that's 1. I need the right orbit. Now there is actually a slingshot up top, which is kind of interesting. It actually kind of aims the ball into the pop bumpers, so it's really good to know. Alright, and middle target. Boom. Alright, much cleaner than last time. Alright, so I'm going to actually, because I think the second shot here is going to be the right ramp, so I'm going to use the right flipper. And then try to hit that right ramp. And I am very inaccurate with that right ramp. I can't hit it very well, but all I really cared about is hitting that last left orbit. That actually completed my mode for me. So, and just like before, since I don't really have any more Steins, what I'm going to do is play Tap It as my next tent mode. You only need like 2 or 3 tent completions to light your first extra ball. I think that's how it works. So I use Tap It to just like clear out a mode really fast. And again, when you lose 4 patrons, mode ends. So it's just about making sure, you know, you got enough customers and you don't lose too many. Now, when I was playing this in League last year, sometimes I would pick the Tap It Stein and just pick this mode right away, and I'd come out of it with like, a couple 100,000 points. So it would put some pressure on, basically. There we go. So I just finished, and that's all I care about. I'm not really focused on the points aspect for some of these modes right now. For me, it's about completion, and so. Root Beer Tapper. I wish, man. Root Beer Tapper is fun. Not even a Root Beer Tapper. I mean, it was originally it was not root beer. It was just called Tapper, I think. I don't remember. So, I mean, a couple things I could do here. I could try to go for that beer barrel ramp. If I could hit that, that would be great, because then I'd lock a ball, and then I'd get a Stein from that, and then I can use that Stein to, you know, progress through the game a little bit easier. But when you don't have Steins for your modes, it's like you don't really want to play them as much. Also, locks are kind of dangerous right now because, you know, I don't have the Stein that lets me collect extra letters, like Looper, which is what it is. So let's try to beer barrel and fail. That actually happens to me a lot. By the way, is all the audio and stuff like that fine, guys? I assume you guys can hear me. My stream preview's up, and it looks like the video's fine, but there we go, double playfield. Unfortunately, double playfield does not last that long. I probably should have saved it for later, but it's okay. Hey, Stevie. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. And welcome to the stream. Alright. So I'm going to just try to do... yeah, like an easy-ish mode. Rotor seems like it's actually a decent one, too. But we'll just roll with Rockin' Express again. Try to hit the orbits, try to get those barrel locks. Joe says audio sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, it seems that it wants me to also shoot like spinner hits. God, that barrel rev is like impossible. I mean, it feels really good when you get it, but man, I barely ever get that ramp. Bounce. Alright, right orbit. Nope, I messed that up. Alright, I can just backhand this. Almost out of time, though. This is where having the chugging stein would come in handy, because I... whoa! Oh, I'm really struggling with this. Alright, whoop. Oh, and we did not finish it, unfortunately. But my tent litters are lit. Hey, Aquas, what's going on, man? How are you doing? All right, let's see if I can get a lock. Boom, got it. All right, no locks yet. So for this, I just want to lock a ball, get a stein. There it is. Alright, so I am going to do, which stein do I want? Sky Slide is easier to collect steins. I'm not sure what they mean by that. I like just... does the bar open up more frequently? You can technically hit the bar from the upper flipper, but like I've only done it like twice, so I'm not sure how useful that would actually be. Bumper cars could be good, but I still don't have the outlane ball saves. But let's do chugging. Get that extended mode time. Now there is the food stand up the middle. It's actually the drop target back there. And what happens with that is occasionally it'll light food. And you can start a sort of like a food frenzy mode. You hit certain shots, you get points. It seems like they still want me to hit multiple spinners. And the ball's not going around there strong enough. Just trying to get the ball under control, and it's... oops, I shot way too early.
Reset
Oh, that actually is a really good reward. Reset tilt warnings. And I keep shooting way too early for that right spinner. Alright, they want me to go forwards, which is the corkscrew ramp. Man, I cannot hit anything. There it is, finally. Is that going to finish it for us?
Ball is locked.
Nope. Rockin' Express is still going. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I need to do Rockin' Express as the Stein. I need to get those outlane ball saves. I don't have any yet. Let's go up the food stand, 'cause that'll feed... I was going to say that was going to feed my left flipper. Man, I'm still not finished with Rockin' Express. That's crazy. Okay. Now, welcome to the food stand. Shoot orbits. We have 30 seconds.
Shoot the orbits. Shoot the scoop to enter.
Nope, couldn't do anything with that. Is this American Pinball's best pin? I don't think so. I mean, I'd much rather play Hot Wheels. Galactic Tank Force, which just came out, seems to be really fun. And I know American Pinball didn't make it, but Legends of Valhalla, well, like they technically put it together, but they didn't design the game. Legends of Valhalla is actually a really fun game. I'd say that's, you know, if we lump that in with the other ones, I'd say Valhalla is probably my favorite American Pinball game. But, I mean, everyone's tastes are different. We're going to do chugging again. Give ourselves more time in our modes. And it looks like I've got ball 3 ready to go, or ball lock 3 ready. So it's mode then multi-ball. Oktoberfest definitely has its own charm, and it's got kind of an interesting rule set. Like, the Stein element is really fun. But I find that, I mean, and I'm not trying to offend people at American Pinball, because I know people that have done work for them. But I find the playfield extremely clunky. It doesn't feel good to shoot, in my opinion. And there's a lot of positions you find yourself in where you're just kind of like blocked off from doing things that you'd like to do. Like, I got the ball on the left flipper, but all my shots are on the left-hand side, and I need it on the right. I can't get the ball to the other side. Maybe I can try to alley pass. Post passing barely works. There's no ramp that feeds the right flipper, or no ramp on the right side that feeds the right flipper. So it's like, it just... And the upper flipper also doesn't work very well for me. I'd like to play another Oktoberfest, because some people have said that other machines do feel better. But even if like the flipper mechanics are better on some other versions of the machine, you know, the game still kind of suffers from some of those other things I mentioned. So, it's a cool game, but it's definitely not my favorite of the ones that Americans made. There we go, we got a super jackpot, 58,000, it's nothing too special. Also, Edon Grossman, who actually owns this specific machine, he actually did the animation for some of those roller coaster rides, so he always brings it up whenever I talk Oktoberfest, so I've got to bring it up for him. He's proud of it. I don't blame him. I'd be proud too if I worked on a pinball machine. Oh man, I don't know why I'm struggling so much with the right orbit. I'm gonna try to grab that extra ball. Or not. Why can I not hit it? What am I doing? And even if I do hit it, that happens. That would piss me off so much when we were playing this on location. Like, oh, I need to hit the right orbit. I hit the right orbit. Oh, it gets caught up on the spinner, and it doesn't register the shot. And I'm like, even when I hit the shot, I don't actually hit the shot. It's frustrating. If Joe had a nickel for every time he heard Edon say that he did the animations. Yeah. Hey, he's proud of it. Yeah, I mean, we have to hear it all the time, so we have kind of, at the same time, we have the right to give him a hard time about it, too. Alright, so, let's see. What Stein do I want? We went, I mean, easier to collect ducks might actually be okay. Let's do that. I'll take that. I mean, that could be, if we have a really good ball, increased bonus X can actually be pretty solid. Now, unfortunately, like, I didn't do anything with that last multi-ball. I wanted to preferably, like, try to finish a mode, and that just did not happen. I think I hit the magnet button by accident. That actually happens a lot for me. But I don't feel like I'm actually touching the button. We're on, crap, we're on ball 3. I need that extra ball. Alright, that's coming back. There it is. I don't even know if it credited me for that. Oh, it looks like it did. We actually just finished. There it is, finally. Alright, so that's her first beer barrel lock. Like I told you, man, it's a hard shot. Okay, so chugging, we're at... Alright, I'm gonna go 3 deep on chugging because that's where you start really snowballing scores. Your modes just go on forever, and you end up getting like really big points from them. Okay, so they want me to shoot pop bumpers. Almost. Alright, and when she says last call for food, that means that your food mode is basically over. Just about. It's almost over. That 30 seconds goes by really fast. Like, I need to actually look at the timer one day and just see how fast it's actually ticking down. It might not actually be 30 real-world seconds, because it goes really fast.
You want to try it the other way? You like that, right?
Okay. Well, we're sort of back in the game. We got an extra ball. I do want to play some other tents, though. I mean, it actually looks like I should be able to lock my balls and start multi-ball again, because I got both sets of Oktoberfest letters completed. So, let's do... let's just do bumper cars for now. Or, actually, we'll put it back on chugging. That's coming back. Want that lock. Got it. Nice. Alright. That's ball lock number 1. Another Stein. Alright. So now, let's see. What was ring toss? I'd like to bring ring toss into a multi-ball. It gives more tilt warnings. And extra balls lit. So there's different ways to get extra balls. One of them I think is finishing a certain amount of modes. Another is starting a certain amount of tents. Another one is collecting a certain amount of steins. Patchouli? Patchouli! No! Oh my god. My cat almost like fell into my my whole stream setup. Jeez. Maybe later, girl, you can come up. But man, she slid down high speed too, and almost like slammed into my laptop. Okay. I'm trying to finish chugging over there. This is not good. Yep. Alright, can we get this lock at least? There we go. It's getting a little hard to hit that ramp. You can notice the ball's going up like kind of slow. Alright. Can we get another Stein? Very good. I mean, this is good progress on the Steins. This is exactly what you want. So we've already gone 3 deep on chugging. And let's see, easier to lay outline ball saves. I think the Oktoberfest letters is probably what we want to do. Stein Race, that's actually my least favorite mode in the game. It actually forces you to... I believe Stein Race is the one where you have to use just the right-hand side buttons in order to flip. It's... I'm not a big fan of it. Man. I'm gonna go with increased playfield multiplier time. Well, let's go with the increased bonus X, because the bonus X is gonna be pretty big. Alright. Another extra ball, and that's gonna feed my left flipper, and I can have another stab at that right orbit that I can't seem to find. Can't seem to find that shot. Yep, either I'm too early or I'm too late, or I don't have enough power. We still have a lot of time left. There it is. Nice. Alright, right ramp. And that right ramp is deceptively difficult as well. It's kind of a tight shot. Alright, we're on our last warning. Bounce. We're gonna run out of time. See, like, I just can't, it's hard to get control, it's hard to get the ball to the side that you want. I can't use the ramp to feed the ball over because it's going to start my multi-ball. I need to bring a mode into multi-ball, otherwise, you know, multi-ball can be a lot of points, but you can get even bigger points by actually playing out your modes. So my goal with multi-ball is to finish the mode, not necessarily try to get big multi-ball points. Because you get rewarded so heavily for actually winning modes. And I did want to try to do ring toss, because again, it's just the side targets. Let's see if we can actually get it this time. Oops. Alright, there it is.
I'm not so sure about this.
Oh, Edon. Alright, so I'm just going to try to go for the side targets over and over. There we go. I mean, the slings will knock the ball into those targets. Alright, that's fine. Oh, that's not gonna work. It almost worked. I'm trying to hit those side targets. Oops. So it looks like we got playfield X right now. Ah, I just can't get control. Oh no! Oh no! I'm an idiot. I forgot I had no tilt warnings left. And we probably just lost a lot of bonus right there. Oh man. Why did I do that? All that work just straight down the drain. I mean, I still have my Steins, but I... You think Stranger Things bonus is huge. Like, that game's got nothing on Oktoberfest. And it sucks. Oh, man. Well, I've got another extra ball lit, which is nice. And we'll go with easier to increase bonus X. And it looks like we have Duck Derby ready again. You gotta be kidding me. Ugh. That just happens on this game. Yeah, pitiful bonus. 50,000 for basically doing nothing. And I'm on ball 3. I really need to get that extra ball. We'll do bumper cars. Easier to collect ducks. You know, I probably should just... I was gonna say just try to start the duck race. And then I can go up the middle during the Duck Derby. Alright. Alright, there we go, extra ball. Good. Alright, captive ball. Gee, that's actually the first 1-2-3 strike. I had mentioned it earlier, but when she says that, you wanna go for the captive ball, and it could be worth decent points. Looks like we lit last call, which is one of those, like, sort of desperation modes when you lose your ball. You have a chance to get it back. I need to hit... Oh, that's coming back. I need to hit that far right duck target in order to change my targets back to green, but it looks like we're done. Oh, good live catch. Live catching in this game is kind of weird. Like, I don't know if it's like the mechanisms that American Pinball uses, or it's flipper height, or whatever, or a combination of everything, but I find it difficult to live catch on this game. Alright, so we're going to start a mode. Good, reset till warnings. I'll take it. Let's go back to chugging, since we actually made progress on it. I mean, bumper cars could be one potentially easy, like, an easy one to finish up, but... Ugh. Alright, there's one. I don't know where my shot is. Okay. Looks like it's the drop target. And there's only one drop target on the game. Alright, left orbit. Got it. 425,000. 425 for one shot. And we still have a lot of time left, too. Now we got double playfield. Oh, almost! Nice. Right, let's get ourselves another Stein.
The first ball is locked.
Good, got it. 112k. I'm gonna go with easier to do bonus X again.
You must like this one.
Man, I really want that shot, but it's on the barrel ramp, and I'm just not going to be able to get that. Unfortunately, backhand doesn't really have enough strength to get all the way around that orbit. Alright, try it again. Or not. Yeah, that post pass is just not really workable on this machine. I mean, that right out lane sucks on this game. Now, there is a gap. You can bounce the ball off the rubber into the shooter lane. You can get yourself another Stein, but it's barely ever works. So, Dad, wow, 7x bonus. I got 1.3 mil just for that. We didn't even make a lot of progress on that ball. So, all right, I'm gonna do it easier to collect the locks.
Oktoberfest. Now easier to smell.
And I'll do bumper cars. So should have a lot of magnavs.
Ready to bump with Inga?
Unfortunately, I can't see how many magnavs I have right now. But I can use it, and there we go. I guess actually the first one I used up top. I haven't really been doing it. And that's it. We got screwed in that right out lane twice.
Oh, well, maybe you just didn't want to bump Inga.
I only hit a few pop bumpers too, and I still got 90k from it. So, like, you know, we were pretty deep into the Steins that we were just getting some decent little points just for playing the modes. So if I didn't tilt my other ball, I probably would have... Oh, man. Would have had at least another 2 or 3 mil, I think. I think my bonus actually probably would have been more than that. Just based on some of our last bonus there. And that one game still took us 30 minutes. One thing that is pretty cool is it does tell you, like, how many pretzels did you get? How many points per second did you score? Like, how efficient was your scoring? And some interesting features like that. I do like that. So, but, hey, no problem, Stevie. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Man, I think Patchouli, misses me streaming. I used to stream here all the time, and she'd get all playful. She's like playing with stuff right now. She doesn't normally play with cat toys anymore, or not many. What you doing, girl? Hey, you. Hi. Hey, you little critter. You little goofball. Good girl. Yeah. There you go. Oh, man. Yeah, I used to stream pinball all the time. And my cat Patchouli would get on top of the machines and block my shots and stuff like that. And she actually had tried getting on top of one of the games a little while ago. I think during that game, I had to yell at her because she was coming up behind my laptop, which my laptop is just on the pinball glass. Like, if it has a good nudge, it could just like literally slide off, and there goes the stream. She was sliding down the glass and about to slam into the laptop, and I had to get her to go the other way. And sometimes you have to just shout. When you're in the middle of like flipping, it's not a whole lot you can do. So, but I have another kitty now. His name's Milo. You might actually see him kind of like walking through here sometimes. And actually, speak of the devil. Hey you. Hey you. Let's say hi to the internet. Here, I'll do this. Man, this is Milo. Yeah, I think what I'll end up doing is I'll probably just play like, I don't know. It depends on the quality of my next game or two. But I might only play one more game. we don't have a lot of people in here, and I wasn't really sure if we'd get a lot of people. But yeah, there's not much going on chat-wise. So, and my goal was to, well, for one, have fun and play pinball and drink beer, but also explain the rules, because I don't think there's a lot out there in the internet about this game. So I wanted to at least do a few gameplay sessions and talk about it, so people can use the stream archive as a sort of like a stepping stone to try to learn this game, figure it out. It is, like I said, it is a cool game. I'm actually really grateful to be able to have it in my apartment and not have to actually buy the machine. So huge shout outs to Edon for that. It's not a lot of people have that luxury when it comes to pinball, and I've been very very lucky to have people that just want to put their games in my place, and they're not like beaters. They're actually good working machines. And I will play them, and they want me to play them. So, but yeah. Switch Dude is playing Cyclone. Word. Pinball Arcade, I take it. Yeah. Well, what's funny about this, though, Joe, it's like, I kind of wonder how many people actually have access to this game on location. I'm sure it's in a bunch of collections. I talked to Joe Schober, and he was like, yeah, we're still manufacturing these. So American Pinball is still cranking these out. This game's been out for 4 or 5 years now. Looks like it's 2017. Is it 2017? Or is it 2018 or 2019? I don't remember. Yeah, actually, I don't see a copyright date on it. This is actually facts about Oktoberfest. Not the game, but, the actual festival. So, some of the artwork on it is kind of fun, though. You look at it, it's just... it's so goofy. Alright, let me crack open another beer, and then I'll start another game. Joe says it seems rare and not a lot of content on it on YouTube. Right on, good. Well, it's I'm glad I can use my little tiny platform to get some gameplay out there so people can see it. It's a cool game. It's unique. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but it is a very unique game. I will say that. This light off. I'll make the playfield a tiny bit darker, but that's okay. Oh man. Alright, door's closed. Wait for it to open. Plunge. And just like before, I'm going to do juggling. Sometimes, one of my friends was telling me he likes to do Rock and Express first because, he wants to get those outlane ball saves. But again, for me, I want to get those tent letters faster. Okay, we're going to play Rock and Express.
Oktoberfest rocks.
Now, actually completing Rock and Express your first time is kind of difficult, as you saw on the previous run.
It's best when it's both ways.
Still trying to post pass. It's not working. Well. Alright, finally got one. And time's almost over. So I think my next course of action here is to try to get a ball lock lit, because I need to start getting some more steins. Got it. So we got the FEST letters, Fest. Oh, thankfully that's coming back. Whew. Scary. That's a fast drain too. Ah.
Here are some more ducks.
Alright, add 5 ducks. I'll take that. I want to say Duck Derby might be at like 20 ducks. So you get 20 ducks and you can play Duck Derby. There we go. Alright. Alright, Stein. We're going to go ahead and just do juggling.
Not a button. Now easier to smell tent.
Time to visit another tent.
Alright, let's play some juggling. Alright, left orbit.
Yes.
Alright, we need the right orbit now. Looks like we have a left outlane ball save too. Again, so I guess we relit it. Yeah, it'd be really nice if I could backhand that right orbit. I mean, it looks like it would be possible if the flippers were strong enough, but they're not. Alright, so unfortunately we failed that, but that's okay. And I've got 2 magnavs. Alright. 7 ducks. I'm gonna roll back over to juggling. See if we can actually hit this right orbit this time. Because even like the bounce pass out of the scoop is shiesty. It's just, it's so hard to control the balls in this game. Alright, thankfully we can stage flip. Oh my god, seriously, dude? Alright, let's try it again. I've only got 1 ball locked, so I think I should probably collect that so I can get myself another Stein. This game is such a pain in the ass. Oh, it's unbelievably difficult. It just, for all the wrong reasons. Okay. So I got juggling. I probably want to get chugging, or I can try to do. I think. Let's do looper.
Now easier to smell.
All right. So what I'd like to do is
More magnet grabs.
2 magnavs. I'll take that. I'm gonna just try to grind out juggling. I just want to get it done. I want to get it finished, and then just not even have to think about it.
Let the balls fly.
There we go. Alright, so I need my center drop target.
Oh no. When you lose a ball,
There it is, finally. Alright, left orbit. And we finished it. Now, I'm gonna say generally I like to try to play this out as long as I can. Try to just maximize my points. Alright, so I'm gonna start a mode, and then start my multi-ball. And I'm up to 16 ducks right now. And looper, again, you cannot stack into a multi-ball, so, or at least not corkscrew. It turns off the locks if you're in looper. So what I'm going to do is, actually, you know what? I'm going to, screw it. Let's do it on ring toss.
so play ring toss. Let's go. Now shoot the other side. Look out.
That's stupid right out lane, and it's always that right out lane.
Lucky this time. Don't worry.
And the ball save target for the right out lane, it's really hard to hit that. Like, it feels like it's even more recessed in than the other target. It's also half the size, so like the ball doesn't bounce into that target, and so you very rarely actually get the right outlane ball save. Also very aggravating. Now, there are other skill shots. From what I understand, if you can plunge into the E, you can start looping the right ramp for like mega points, but it's like nearly impossible. No one's gonna get that. But there is like a super duper skill shot if you can do that, apparently. Alright, we'll do chugging, try to get more time intense.
You cannot spend more time.
And I need to light my next tent. And this scoop kickout's all over the place too. You notice like sometimes I was able to just like drop catch it, but now it's like it's getting more powerful again, and we just don't understand why it's doing that. So I'm gonna try ring toss again. There we go, multi-ball. All right, sweet. I'm gonna go for the side targets because that's ring toss. And looks like that's it. Another botched multi-ball. That's okay. Finding it very hard to hit on the edge of my left flipper. Like, I'm trying to go for the ring toss. And, like, I'll hit so late that the ball will go into the slingshot. But if I hit too early, then it ends up going like more towards that orbit. It's very difficult. Oh, I was trying to backhand it. And time's almost over. I still need... Looks like I still need 3 more. Wow.
Not satisfied again. Oh no! Better again next time.
Last call is now lit.
Looks like we got last call again, which is that, you know, one of the outlane modes. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get ourselves another Stein. I'm on ball 2. I still need to complete some modes so I can light my first extra ball.
Choose wisely.
Alright, I think what I want. I'm really overthinking the whole Stein concept. Just pick a Stein and roll with it. Get more time intense. Alright, and let's do ring toss again. Actually, I should have played tap it, actually.
When I ask for a repeat, this is not what I have in mind.
Alright, so it looks like we're actually done with ring toss. There we go. You gotta be freaking kidding me, man. Dude, this is pissing me off. This crap was happening during League tonight. It was just sling, drain. Okay, you're effed. Bend over, please. Like the second you start getting stuff going, it's just the game just shits on you, basically, and it's extremely aggravating. Pardon my French, as we play a German game. Alright, let's get a Stein. And I'm going to need to try to play and finish tap it. Let's see. Let's go back to Rock and Express. We need those outlane ball saves. So we keep draining on the freaking outlane. Nope. Extra balls lit. Alright, it's a really tight shot from the left flipper, but let's go for it. Got it. Nice. Oh boy. Alright, so I could either go for the right ramp, which will give me 2 tet letters, or I can try to just backhand the scoop. So let's go for that ramp. I like getting those mag nabs. Definitely handy. But ball's in the right flipper, so now I'm just going to go for the scoop. Alright. Scoop again, and let's play tap it. Let's just finish tap it. Just knock this one out. It's nice and easy.
Use the flippers to move the bartender. Extra right button pours the drink. Release button to serve customer.
One of the fun things about the animation in this video mode is that all these people are like American Pinball employees, I believe. I recognize Joe and his wife. Unfortunately, Edon's not in here. We gotta get Edon in here, Joe. Alright.
Down the hatch. I'm going as fast as I can.
Okay, we got it. Good.
Here you go.
And it actually looks like by finishing it, it actually just gave us 5 ducks for that as well. So that's actually pretty good to know. I didn't notice that before. Alright, so this is last call. This is the sober mode, and what happens here is your flippers are delayed when you press the buttons, and you need to spell sober. Let's go ahead and plunge. It is quite weird. But I was talking to Joe, and apparently it's based on, it just, like, the flippers don't actually get weaker, they just, it's basically programmed to where, there's just a delay when you press the button. Yeah, except for that upper flipper, I guess. Of all the times I hit the beer barrel ramp, it's in this this mode, and I think we're pretty much done. Yep. Not sober. You gotta go home. Yeah, it's a pretty fun mode. I actually discovered that for the first time like a week and a half ago, and it really caught me off guard. But there's another one as well. I think another like sort of last call style mode. I thought there's like 2 different ones. But yeah, the sober mode is pretty fun. Alright. Let's do, let's go 3 deep on Rockin'. Alright, let's try to finish Rockin' Express.
Let's get the tunes rolling. Now the other way.
Nope, still missed it.
Last call is now lit.
We got last call lit again. And I'm actually noticing that it's that last call target on the left is actually what lights that. And I didn't know that. There's no way to actually just hit that intentionally. It's just you gotta let the ball bounce into it. Alright, there we go. I am on ball 3 and I don't have any more extra balls. I know I can earn some. Alright.
Let's do this backwards.
And I'd like to know how many steins like you need in order to light the extra ball for it. I don't know if I've already done it. They're up to 1, 4, 5, 7. This will be our 8th stein. So we're up to 8 steins right now. So many choices. Let's do it. Okay. I guess it's 8 steins. It lights extra ball. How much time do I have? I still have a little bit of time left on this mode, so thinking about just starting multi-ball as is. Let's just do that, and that way I can use the multi-ball to go at the middle and get the extra ball. That should be pretty easy. You also notice that the feed, this wire-formed feed, is very fast. And so it's hard to actually control the ball. Nice, got the captive ball. Alright, got the extra ball. Fortunately, I'm not going to get the super, and that's fine. I still did not finish Rocket Express. Okay, reset tilt warnings, I'll take that. Good bonus. Alright. Back to Rocket Express. I want to finish it. I want to put it behind us, guys.
Ready for the rocking express.
Yeah, it looks like I need 9 spinner hits.
The food stand is now open.
Right out lane. It always goes out the right out lane.
Hope you like that ride.
I mean, we had built the values up pretty high though on Rocket Express. Like, I only hit a couple shots. I got 500,000 for it.
Nicely done.
But we're having such bad balls though that like we're not like completing modes many times on the same ball, and so we're not getting like crazy bonus like I would like to be getting. This music in this game, for the most part, drives me up the wall, too. I've actually been enjoying the game a lot more at nighttime. Late at night, I turn the volume all the way down, and I just put on, like, my own music. And it's so much better. This is like... It's... Like, I hate it, man. There's, like, some cool, like, hard rock and heavy metal in here, but that's the exception to the rule. It's more, like, bouncy circus music, and I'm just not a fan. Alright, let's see. Very easy to overthink the steins. Let's go with Food Frenzy.
Food frenzy.
I hate this game now. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. I don't feel like playing this, this garbage anymore. Yeah, that was a good... I played for like an hour and 20 minutes. It wasn't too bad. You know, we played quite a few games. And you kind of have an idea of what the game's like, what the rules are like. Unfortunately, it wasn't really able to show off, you know, the huge exponential scoring. If we had a busier stream, I probably would stick around and keep playing, but it's just kind of like me talking to myself mostly, so... And I'm getting tired of talking to myself. And Joe. I'm not tired of talking to you, Joe. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. Thanks for sticking it out with me. Yeah. That right outlay was very hungry tonight, yes. It's always hungry. It's kind of crazy that, like, you've got this gap and the ball, like, very rarely ever actually falls into the shooter lane. Now, I could try to nudge the game left and right, and that last one, I just gave up. I'm like, I'm done. I'm freaking done. But yeah, that right outlane is really mean. And what's really funny is like there's actually 2 outlane posts stacked vertically, and we have both of them in. And then there's one on the far right. That's in too. Although I guess technically I could take the rubbers off the posts on the right, and that would actually widen the gap into the shooter lane. And I feel like maybe that would actually be more fair. I think that would actually be a good change. Yeah, because that right out lane is like it's really nasty. With how grindy this game is, like I don't think it should be so easy to drain over there. I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways to like better balance the game's difficulty, you know. But yeah, the rules are interesting in this game, and one thing I was actually talking to people about after putting a lot of time onto it here is that like Oktoberfest doesn't really start getting good until you get a bunch of steins, you start knocking out some modes, and then stuff just sort of snowballs exponentially. You start getting like 500,000 point shots left and right, and it's like it feels really good, you know. But in the early game, you're just getting, you know, a jackpot in a mode is like 20,000 points or something like that. It's not very large points. And then seeing how the scoring snowballs after getting a bunch of different steins, stacking steins in certain ways. It starts, you know, once you start getting all these tents lit green, and it's just glowing at you, it's like, oh man, that just motivates you to keep going. But games like that are really rare, I found. And a lot of that is down to playfield layout and clunkiness. These could possibly use flipper rebuilds for all I know. I don't remember when Edon last changed these. It was on location for a couple of years, several years actually. And you'll notice if you watch the gameplay footage that like just trying to hit that right ramp, it's like the ball just kind of went, because it's like, and I don't hit the shot. It's like you got to hit it perfectly for one, but it's also like it just things feel weak. Now I probably could actually clean the playfield again. I did clean it about 3 weeks ago, and I didn't wax it. I only just used Novus. So, you know, I could try to clean and wax it and see if that helps with like shot accuracy and stuff like that. But there's a lot of shots I was doing where just the ball felt weak going up. Like even that right orbit, just did not want to cooperate tonight. Like Joe said, the right out lane was hungry. I think so was the right orbit. Like it just didn't want me to hit it. And there were a lot of times I just was overshooting or undershooting, but there were other times I hit it perfectly and it just halfway up and then halfway back. And you know, when a game is doing that to you a lot, that's going to happen in pinball. It doesn't matter what game it is, but when it does it to you the amount that like we had it happen to us tonight, it just, the game starts to become not very much fun to play. Yeah, and we only hit, I think, the beer barrel ramp twice over that entire set of games. That was pathetic, but like it's not like Dirty Harry where I can just hit it like every time. This is just, it's insanely difficult. I don't know if it's geometry or if it's the flipper up there. Apparently they did adjust, there was like a fix with like a better or different coil stop or something like that, and Edon did actually install that. There were other issues with this game too. When we were on location, like you'd actually hit the beer barrel ramp, but then the ball would fly off. And so Edon had to create this 3D printed mod that he's got on it to keep the ball from falling off that track. I think the ball was also going up there and getting stuck too. It's just, it's just a weird layout that is, seems to be prone to issues, unfortunately. So it can be really fun when you get it, get it dialed in. You get, start understanding those rules and actually having good games. But when you get crapped on, like we just did in this session, it becomes more trouble than it's worth, I think. So, not a great little pick up and play kind of pinball, but the rule set is interesting once you dive into it pretty deep. So, all right, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's actually see if we can get Hold on a second. Hey, look at that. Milo. Hey, bud. How are you? You want to say hi to the internet? There's some Milo. I think Patchouli's probably in one of the other rooms sleeping right now, but this guy is still moving around. He wants to hang out. He is a hangout cat. Yeah, guys, I probably won't be back with the pinball stream anytime soon. It took me like 30 or 40 minutes to get all this stuff set up tonight. But you know, I do still have Getaway here. We have something that we have to fix on it. There's a few switches that aren't working, and a couple of them are pretty crucial. And then there's F14 Tomcat, but I think I actually did some gameplay videos on that last year, so you can go check those out if you're bored on my Pinball YouTube channel. This archive, I'm going to try to figure out how to download it and then upload it to my Pinball YouTube channel. So it will be there. That's it. Oh, he nipped me. He's a nibbler. He's a good guy. He just loves hanging out with me. Whoa, he's gonna nibble me again? Yeah. There you go. Alright. Alrighty, folks. I will see you later. Have yourself a good day or night, wherever you are. And I guess until the next one, take it easy. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Joe. Take care, dude.